Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Fariskullah from English Literature 19A, University of Bangka Belitung. Today, I'm gonna tell you guys and explain about what is English phonology and phonetic. Please enjoy my video. The first is introduction. What is phonetic and phonology? Okay, phonetic is the science that discuss how a sound can be formed using several body parts, namely the lips, teeth, tongue, pharynx, and lung. The science only discusses the relationship between the part of the body that produce sound for the formation of a language. Production to the sound perception will be studied in this one science. In studying phonetic, you will get to know three types of phonetic, including articulatory phonetic, which is the study of how sound are formed. The second is auditory phonetic, which is the study of how language is received by a listener. The third is acoustic phonetic. Okay, next is phonology. Phonology is the science of a system in a language. The science is one of the branches of linguistics that deals with the how to pronounce a language. Phonology also discusses the history of a language, how the language can appear and disappear. In studying a language, of course, you will be faced with this one science because the science of the phonology examines the mechanism of language clearly. Okay, next is we're going to the content. In here, we got the phonological feature, phonetic rules, prosodic and suprasegmental phonology, and phonological rules. The first is phonological features. The first in phonological features, we have a contrastive function. What is contrastive function? Feature must express phonemic contrast. Each phonem differs from every other phonem in terms of at least one of the specification of the features. It should be able to characterize all contrasting segments in a human language. The second is descriptive function. In this function, that is, we need all these features that serve in the physical or phonetic description of sound. It should be transparent with regard to phonetic correlate. The third is classificatory function. In this function, phonological features define natural case of phonemes with respect to their behavior. This type of feature theory serves in the expression of generalization in phonology. It should be able to capture natural cases in a clear fashion. Second is phonetic rule. Phonetic is the set of constraints on how sequence of segment pattern. These are rules on the number and type of segmented that can combine to form syllables and words which vary greatly from one language to language. In this part, we got the four subsyllabic unit. The first is nucleus. Nucleus is a syllabic segment that forms the core of a syllable. The second is coda. Coda is a segment that follows the nucleus in the same syllabic. The third is rhyme. Rhyme. The nucleus and the coda of a syllables in the one word. The fourth is onset. The beginning segment of the syllables, the one preceding the nucleus. Okay, this part we got a setting up syllable. In here, we must the first one is link a vowel to an N above it by drawing an association line. Then place an R above each N above each R and place a N. The second is link the consonant precede the nucleus to an O and join it in the same syllable as the vowel to the right. The third is link the consonant after the N to a C above them. A syllable with a coda is called a closed syllable. The fourth is link the syllable which make up a single form to a WD. There's some phonetical rules. It's all phonological word must consist of at least one syllable and hence must contain at least one vowel. Next, sequence of repeated consonants are not possible. The failure and never occurs in the onset of a syllable. So next, the glottal fricative H never occurs in the coda of a syllable. Next is the affricate T and D, and the glottal fricative H do not occur in the complex onset. The last is if the first consonant in a two consonant onset is not an S, the second consonant must be a liquid or a glide LRWG. So next we going to the part of prosodic and suprasegmental phonology. In this part, although the term of suprasegmental and prosodic to a large extent coincide in their scope and reference, it is nevertheless sometimes useful and desirable to distinguish them. More importantly, a distinction can be made between suprasegmental as a mode of description on the one hand and prosodic as a kind of feature on the other. In other words, we may use the term suprasegmental to refer to a particular formulation in which a phonological feature can be analyzed in this way, whether it is prosodic or not. The term prosodic, on the other hand, can be applied to certain feature of utterance regardless of how they are formally prosodic feature can in principle be analyzed segmentally as well as suprasegmentally. So in this part, we get the phonological rules. In this, the first we got the assimilation. Assimilation is when a sound change one of its features to be more similar to an adjacent sound. This is the kind of rule that occurs in the English plural rule described above. The s become voice or voiceless depending or on whether or not the preceding consonant is voiced. The second is dissimilation. Dissimilation. When a sound changes one of its the feature to become less similar to an adjacent sound, usually to make the two sound more distinguishable. This type of rule is often seen among people speaking a language that is not their native language, where the sound contrast may be difficult. The third is insertion. In insertion, when an extra sound is added between two other, this is also occurs in the English plural rule when the plural morpheme z is added to buzz z would be unpronounceable for most English speakers. So a short vowel, the schwa, is inserted between S and the Z. Next is deletion. In the deletion, when a sound such as a stressless syllable or a weak consonant is not pronounced, for example, most American English speakers do not pronounce the D in the hand. Okay, the next is metathesis is the transposition of sound or syllable in a word of a word. In a sentence, most commonly it refers to the interchange of two or more contiguous segment or syllable. known as adject metathesis or local metathesis. Okay, that is the content. Our content. I'm sorry, my content. The next is conclusion and suggestion. Conclusion is phonetic is the study of human sound and phonology. And phonology is the classification of the sound within the system of a particular language or languages. Phonetic deals with the combination of sound possible and where sound can occur in a syllable. Okay. The next is suggestion. My suggestion, when you studying and understanding the theory of phonetic and phonology, is very necessary for those who want to know more about the how sound and words are produced, so that it fits the role and make it easier for others to know how to pronounce it or sound that fit and its process from ourselves. Okay, okay. We are in the ending of the presentation. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you understand what I explained before. Uh, until next time, see you.